Hi friends, so today we are going to start with chapter number 2, FIGC Commerce Consumers Equilibrium part 1. Now students, they find this chapter a little bit difficult, but that is when I will explain this, you will find that this is a very interesting chapter and it is not that difficult. So the first concept in this chapter that we are going to study is utility. Now what is the meaning of utility? Utility means satisfaction. When you consume any food or any fruit or anything, and if that can give you satisfaction, that is what known as utility. So utility is nothing but getting satisfaction after eating a particular commodity. Say for example, you are feeling very thirsty. Okay, so now here is one boy and who is feeling very thirsty. Now if he will drink one glass of water and if he feels satisfied, that means it has the utility. The drinking water is having the utility. Utility is a want, satisfying power of a commodity. So that is what do you mean by utility. It is nothing but satisfaction. If you consume any food or any good, and if that can give you satisfaction. Now let us go for the types of utility. There are three types of utility. Number one is total utility, second is average utility, and third one is marginal utility. So TU is total utility, AU is average utility, and MU stands for marginal utility. Now in order to understand what do you mean by total utility, average utility and marginal utility, let us take one example for it. Okay, so here I have drawn one table for you, and in this table you can see that when I will consume one unit of apple, I am going to get a total utility satisfaction of 20. Okay, now this utility cannot be measured in terms of kilogram or something like that, because it is an imaginary things. Okay, it is an imaginary thing, so we cannot calculate it with particular units. But in order to calculate it, the economists have given it a unit known as utils. Okay, so a cardinal utility approach is developed by the economist, and utility can be measured in terms of you can see that utils. So utils is the unit to calculate utility. Now student, with the help of this example, now let us, you are consuming one apple. At that time the satisfaction level is 20. When you will eat 2 apple, the satisfaction level increases to 36. Eating 3 apple, it will give more satisfaction, but there is a limit to it. Okay, we will get a saturation period, a saturation level will come where the more apple you will eat, you will not get that much satisfaction, or you will not find that much used to the eating apple. So as we are eating more units, the satisfaction level goes on decreasing. The first unit of apple that is eaten is exactly equal to the marginal utility. Now what do you mean by the average utility? In order to find out average utility, we will find out the total utility divided by the quantity consumed, and that will give us the average, as we know that the formula for the average. Now say for example, if you are eating only one apple and satisfaction level is 20, divide 20 by 1, you will get 20. When you are eating 2 apple, divide 36 by 2, you will get average utility as 18. Divide 46 by 3, you will get 15.3, and so on. In this way we can find out the average utility of a product or of a good consumed. Now what is the marginal utility? In order to find out the marginal utility, we will find out the margin between the first total utility and the second total utility. Now see, when I have eaten one apple, the satisfaction level was 20, but when I was eating 2 apple, the satisfaction level is 16. So there is a margin of 16. So for first unit, marginal utility will remain as it is, but for the second unit we have to find out the difference. So 36 minus 20 will give us 16 as the marginal utility. Similarly, subtract 36 from 46, you will get marginal utility as 10, and so on. 50 minus 46 will give you 4. So you can find out the marginal utility in this way. So that is the simple idea to calculate the marginal utility. So I hope you have understood this part. Then we have the formula to calculate marginal utility, that is delta total utility, that is unit change, and delta of quantity used. So we can find out the marginal utility with the help of this formula. Okay, students, so I hope that the concept of this is clear. So next lecture we will start with the law of diminishing marginal utility. Thank you very much.